Cosmic here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Union Arena giveaway with some swag I got from Bandai Card Games Fest 23-24, which I just got back from, and it's been a super wonderful weekend, and there was a lot going on. Obviously, the event might not have been perfect, but there was a lot of hype for Union Arena, and we got these like special action points I know a lot of people have been really excited for, so hey, we have a giveaway that we want to do. And also, I just wanted to raise awareness that there are a few days left to sign up for the demo deck so your LGS can get some cards. Now, that said, I do want to stress this is North American only because it is, well, releasing only in North America. So I'm sorry, I can't help with the region thing. Go talk about it on Bandai's socials, not mine. Not too much I could do about it, but there was quite a few people, from outside the United States that came to it, have talked about, hey, I really want to get my hands on the cards, and you can always import them, which is at least some option. But there was a rumor circulating around. I have no idea where it came from, but that, hey, if it does well in the North American market, it'll probably go elsewhere. So, hey, fingers crossed. And if all you care about is the giveaway, yes, there's going to be a link in the pinned comment. But otherwise, wanted to touch very quickly on some other topics, what titles got confirmed, the meta we can expect, and all that. So let's get into it. So, as we saw in the thumbnail, we have the 3 demo decks and 2 action points. Yes, we are going to be doing a giveaway, and I actually lost one of the action points. I want to do one of each, but basically there will be 3 winners. There will be, first place is going to get 2 demo decks so they can at least teach a friend, and then the other 2 are just going to get an action point each, just in case the people weren't able to make it to the event and also weren't able to, or don't want to, pay the $20 or however much they're going for now, because there's also some really other cool action points Bleach will eventually get, but I figure this is probably the best thing to do. Now, I do want to stress, because I want this to be a large focus on growing the Facebook group, so we have the English community group up in Facebook, you will need to be in the Facebook group when I am looking through the names. So I'm going to pull the 3 winners. I'm going to go to the Facebook group. I'm going to make sure that you are in that group. There will be a link to that as well. And then if you win, if you're in the group and you won, great. If you won but you're not in the Facebook group, it's going to go to another person. So listen, I'm just trying to make sure we have an audience where we can all make sure we get the marketplace together. Everyone can share their deck list. It really is the best thing. We also have the Discord, which of course I would recommend checking that out as well. But as it gets closer to release and people talk about, the types of events that their stores are hosting, I really want to do my part to help get everyone in one spot and kind of, be able to talk about the game. So please make sure you join the various social channels and get excited for Union Arena. And again, I will say overall, the hype was there. Part of it was definitely people just trying to grab the exclusive swag, get some demo decks maybe for their friends back home. But I was truly shocked at how much more hype that there was than I expected kind of going into it. And part of that hype, to be fair, was the other announcements that we got. So at the venue, and I shared the video out on Twitter, which was just a short clip. It's not really worth going looking up. But with the news from this past weekend, we got Code Geass, Demon Slayer, which was huge, and One Punch Man confirmed. And the most exciting part about this is One Punch Man is getting a simultaneous release between Japan and North America. So finally, we're going to be in a spot where, hey, we're not going to have the meta spoiled in terms of which decks are doing good or doing bad. Talk about that more in a minute. But I know it was a very popular series that a lot of people got excited for. You could literally hear the excitement in the room once One Punch Man got confirmed. This is really interesting because it does now reflect the other side of what did we see in the meta? And again, I'm going to have a breakdown here towards the end of the video of we got Bleach, we got JJK, and we got Code Geass. Those are basically the 3 terrorizers of the format in terms of top placing dominance and continue to do well, time over time. So it does beg the question of, are we going to see some tweaks to the North American launch? Are there going to be pre-bans, right? Who knows? Now, to be fair, they also did confirm that those quarterly events are going to be LGS focus with North America exclusive promos. There's a very heavy emphasis coming out of this weekend on North American exclusive promos. So cool. I'm excited for that. We got to see a few new signatures. We're likely going to see some alt arts. And as I talked about in my last Union Arena video, those event battle full art promos are likely just going to get renamed, and they might have either a different artwork or they might have a signature on them, right? There's going to be some variation of those for those quarterly tournaments that LGS can be hosting. Now, again, I do need to stress, as I did in my other video, that this is a very pre-order heavy game because let's face it, you might care about Bleach, but you might not care about these 5 other titles. And from a business standpoint, that is really bad for your LGS. So they have to have a reason, or, at least other people who are interested. Maybe you have one person for Hunter x Hunter, maybe you have one person for JJK. You need some reason to keep the store engaged and making them want to order more of the product so they can actually get those tournaments and get the promos and the pre-releases. Like, they're doing a lot of stuff right for this game in terms of like the local level support and really doing a great job of it. However, you have to realize that some areas are going to be like, oh man, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, JJK, awesome. Our community loves these 3 titles, and then you just have absolutely nothing for the next 3 months, which means, is anyone coming to pre-release? Is anyone putting in the pre-orders? Is the store going to have their quarterly event, right? So this is definitely a game that's going to need our help as a community to kind of put the word out there and make sure people are going to their LGS to play. Speaking of your LGS, at the time of recording this, there are, 4 days left to sign up for the demo decks that is on their main website. And from what I've heard, at least, it sounds very positive that anyone who signs up for this, any store, that signs up for these demo kits will be able to get them. They are going to be limited. You will only get 8, which, to be fair, is then only going to, help out 8 people. They're half decks, which is fine, but it does a good enough job at teaching the game. And I think that's kind of all you could really hope for right now. So I know that there is going to be, because we got to demo it a little bit at Bandai Card Games Fest. Depending on what kind of background you come from, you may love the triggers, you may hate the triggers. Raid is a really cool effect. The leveling up process, the energy requirements. Like, I really wish it had more of the high-end side of green that really ramps into the energy and has like these massive 6 and 8 cost stuff. But it was a bit more, streamlined between the 3 demo decks because, hey, it's a demo deck. What would you expect, right? So look forward to that. Definitely talk to your LGS about, getting them in and hopefully getting yourself some demo decks. Like I said, there are just, we have the packs here that are just, the 40 card or 20 card demo deck, the playmat, and the rules. And that's all you need to get started, right? And so the last thing I want to talk about, and I know before I even go to it, I know I'm going to get some flack for this. I want to be very clear. This is not a definitive tier list or anything like that. It is largely meant for a discussion point. I believe I excluded the list that had Volume 2 series alreadys and folder support and or put them in the right place, but I at least want to have a discussion point at a high level for the overall meta. So this is what we can expect out of the first 5 sets because, again, One Punch Man is not released, so it's not anywhere out there, but we are making a few assumptions in this list. One, we don't have the limit card from the Red Code Geass deck that makes your, cannot be unblockable. Basically, it's the Genbu for my Battle Spirits fans, right? So we're going to cut that and put it to S+ because it's the only deck that has a limitation as of right now. And then otherwise, I broke it up. I just try to keep stuff by their IP within each tier, but the tiers themselves are not ordered. So what did I want, use this as a talking point, right? So as I mentioned, JJK, Bleach, and Code Geass are kind of like the big 3. But, there is a okay chance between like the S and the A tier, and A and B is a lot closer than what might be represented here. And it's really not until you get down to C tier that things get a little bit rough. So we have seen a lot of these other decks that are in the A and B tier as well top some events, not as consistently, of course, as those in the S tier, but they still have come up in some of the Japan events. Now, the thing I wanted to shout out is there on the right side between what does the color breakdown look like from a compatibility viability, right? So one thing to note is that unlike the other Bandai games, you're not getting every color in each set. So when, for example, with the Sword Art Online set that had just launched, it is green, yellow, and blue, if I remember correctly, and it does not have then red or purple. So part of this is thematics, part of it is the card selection choice, but generally speaking, it is only a 100 card set, so they are a bit limited in what they have. However, there has been and this is what all this is leading up to. However, you'll notice on the right-hand side, I decided to give like a point system. So S tier is worth 5, A is 4, B is 3, etc. So on the right side there, we see what is a overall color breakdown in terms of performing. And purple consistently scores high and does well in events. Yellow, blue, and green are pretty consistently what I would say the tier, 1.5 in a 2-ish area. Purple really stands out on top. And then red continues to just always be awful. If I remember, I think there's like a Tekken set that has like a good red deck. And then once Code Geass gets the limit, it drops down to like B tier, to be honest, maybe C tier. It's pretty rough. But then we also have to make a consideration where for JJK, in the folder that we get, you know, the Gojo and Toto deck really do shoot up to probably high B, if not low A, like if I actually had to rank it sort of thing, but they're certainly a lot more playable. So that's the other side of this question, right? For those that don't know, and I, again, covered this in the last video, but I feel like it's an important thing to reiterate, the folders were, you know, a package that you would get off Premium Bandai. They've done this for One Piece, but it's 10 unique cards in that folder. It's kind of a way to do like a mini EX set or lore set, like from the Elemental Spark from Battle Spirits, where you have a little bit more of a card pool that gets added to an IP. However, those really don't do well traditionally in North America, and they're kind of harder to get. So are we then going to see where they put those 10 cards just into the booster set like JJK, which then of course would move some of this around? Or are they going to do something entirely crazy where you see like Hunter x Hunter that already has a volume 2, and then Hunter x Hunter is actually just volume 1 and 2 smushed together into a larger set? A lot of these are the questions that we've been thinking about and trying to ask about with no additional details, unfortunately, at Bandai Card Games Fest. But I figured at least it's worth talking in this video and, you know, putting it out there. So what IP are you looking forward to or title the most out of the first 6 that we're getting? I, of course, am a huge JJK fan, so I would be very excited if we get the folder support early or something like that. But ultimately, all things willing, I do plan to get a case of every single set so that I can get each one of these decks and then at least highlight them in a video. So this might be the last Union Arena video for a while because, hey, it doesn't come out until October. But as we get more information, I'll definitely make sure to upload a video. So subscribe if you're looking forward to more Union Arena content. And with that said, again, please make sure you join the Facebook group and Discord so you can win those fantastic prizes and talk to your LGS about getting the game in with those demo decks. Again, if you're seeing this right now, live, all that good stuff, you have 4 days left and then it's gone. So those demo decks are always just a great way to showcase the game and take with you to other events to show it off. So all that out of the way, that is the recap for Union Arena. I do have to find time to record the top 16 for Battle Spirits Worlds. There are some other announcements I want to cover in a video. So, and then Shadow vs. Evolve has their set 3 launching this week, and then I'm gonna do unboxing for as soon as I can get my product in. So a lot more stuff to come. It's probably gonna have to wait until after the weekend where I have time to record and all that stuff, but definitely look forward to more content coming soon. I'm back from Bandai Card Games Fest. I'm very excited and ready to talk about card games some more. So with that, my friends, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.